You're with us here on a fresh new edition of Trading Hour. I'm Prashant, with me my colleague Sonia Shenoy. The market is up 100 plus points, and in a way, I mean, the rally is materialized out of nowhere in the last 30-40 minutes or so. It's a sharp rise that we are seeing to the day's high, and makes one wonder whether this is on the back of expectations. What kind of expectations? One thing which the street and everybody has been waiting for some time, of course, has been the next round of stimulus from the government. Is it that? I mean, there have been some local, newspapers which have been reporting that, well, something may be on the anvil pretty quickly, pretty fast, as soon as later in the day. But, well, we don't have confirmation with regards to that, so we'll have to go with this in a careful kind of way. The one big stock which continues to dominate headlines is RIL, which has also moved back up a little bit. It's not the day's high, but it is up over 6% as we speak. Sonia, good morning.
Okay, good morning, Prashant. Well, let's talk about the big... Yeah, Prashant, it's yes.
Yeah,
so
go on,
yes, absolutely, Prashant. So yes, we'll talk about the big deal that everyone's been talking about. In a large deal in the technology space, Facebook will invest 43,574 crore rupees in Jio platforms to expand its presence in India. This investment translates into 9.9% stake in Jio and will make Facebook the largest minority shareholder in Reliance Jio. This is also the largest foreign direct investment in the technology space in India. And speaking about the mega deal, Reliance Industries CMD Mukesh Ambani welcomes Facebook as a long-term partner in digital transformation and says synergy between Jio and Facebook will help realize Digital India mission. Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg also says the two companies will work together on projects that will open up commerce opportunities for businesses and people in India.
All of us at Reliance and Jio are delighted to welcome Facebook Inc. as our long-term and esteemed partner. At the core of our partnership is the commitment that Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook, and I share for the all-around digital transformation of India and for serving all Indians. Together, our two companies will accelerate India's digital economy to empower you, to enable you, and to enrich you. The combined power of Jio's world-class digital connectivity platform and Facebook's intimate relationship with the Indian people will offer innovative new solutions to each one of you. In the very near future, JioMart, Jio's digital new commerce platform, and WhatsApp will empower nearly 3 crore small Indian Kirana shops to digitally transact with every customer in their neighborhood.
Facebook is joining forces with a new partner in India. We're making a major financial investment, and we're going to become the largest minority shareholder in Jio platforms. But more than that, we're also committing to work together on some critical projects that we think are going to open up a lot of opportunities for commerce in India. Now, India is a special place for us. It's home to the largest communities around the world on Facebook and WhatsApp, and there are a lot of talented entrepreneurs. And it's also in the middle of a major digital transformation that's being led by organizations like Jio that over the last 4 years have worked to get hundreds of millions of Indians onto the internet.
Okay. Now, how does, that's essentially opinion, of course, coming in from both parties. Let's also now look at how does Reliance Jio compare, the valuation which has now been established because of this proposed investment by Facebook, compare with other companies. My colleague Kritika is here with exactly that. Kritika.
Hi Prashant. So you have to compare Bharti Airtel and Reliance Jio because of course in the last 12 to 24 months we've seen a significant value erosion for Vodafone Idea. So if you were to just compare the enterprise value, before the Facebook deal, Reliance Jio was sitting at an enterprise value of about $66 billion. After this deal, that's gone up to $72.2 billion to be exact. Now compare that to its direct peer, Bharti Airtel, that's $50 billion. So there's a significant gap right there, almost $22 billion of a gap as far as the enterprise value is concerned. Now, I was talking to analysts, Prashant, what they were indicating is that it's important to compare the enterprise value is to EBITDA. So that is the most direct and most accurate comparison here. So in that case as well, there is a gap. It's not as severe, but there is nonetheless. Reliance Jio, as far as enterprise value to EBITDA is concerned, Reliance Jio is 12 to 13 times, whereas Bharti Airtel is 9 to 9.5 times. That's what analysts have indicated. Now, if you were to compare just the sales of these two countries, it's not these two companies, it's not a direct apples to apples comparison, considering that Bharti Airtel reportedly takes the utilization and the depreciation model. Nonetheless, Bharti Airtel sales is at 63,816 crore rupees and Jio is at 49,829 crore rupees for the 9 months of FY20. That is the total sales figure. Now, what lies ahead is the big question. Analysts are indicating that based on the kind of bet that Facebook has taken and based on the commentary that's come in with respect to zero debt vision, with respect to debt leveraging for Jio and the group, analysts are expecting that the gap between Jio and the direct competitors is going to increase further. What they're saying is that in the next 12 to 24 months for FY21-22, they are expecting a significant debt deleveraging exercise. So the gap will increase by FY22 and FY23. And the enterprise values to EBITDA is also expected to see an increase. With this deal, once it is completed, they are expecting within 6 months to 8 months that figure in itself is likely to change. So again, that is the analyst expectation. Vodafone Idea, considering the erosion in the last 12 months, is not something that is a direct comparison. But nonetheless, Vodafone Idea in the next 2 to 3 months is expected to see some kind of benefit of the COVID impact. But over here, Bharti Airtel, Jio are direct competitors, and you can see the gap as far as valuation is concerned post this deal.
All right, Kritika, thanks a lot for that. So, of course, a big deal for Reliance Jio, and that's why the stock Reliance Industries is also holding up quite well. But let's do one thing. Let's listen of this deal and what it will add to Reliance Jio in terms of enterprise value, EPS per share, growth and EBITDA as well. Listen in.
I think the synergies are massive. Firstly, and actually just go even beyond the business, the value trigger is significant. Importantly, as a separate arrangement, WhatsApp platform is going to be used along with JioMart on the retail side. In our SOTP, we have Reliance Jio as 40.5 billion. This deal would suggest a value of about 57 billion. So obviously that this deal is being done higher than our expectations of value. So there's a potential value trigger there. Our target price at the moment is in the region of about 1,550 or so. So we are very higher than most on the street, and we do have an outperform recommendation on the stock.
We've been positive on the name, and the valuations are broadly, I would say, in line with the SOTP which we were giving for the telecom business, which was around 70 billion. But I would say the sell side would be anything between 55 to 75 billion. That's a big range. Retail valuation today doesn't have anything from the newcomers, and that could significantly change. So when we had done some scenario analysis around that even if 3 million kiranas, 3 to 4 million kiranas were to be part of this newcomers, the incremental upside to valuations for RIL could be anything between 10 to 15 billion dollars.
Too early to really comment on the deleveraging phase, but definitely there would be some delay in deleveraging because of this COVID-19 impact amid lockdowns and social distancing measures and overall lower economic activity in India. But this deal of $5.7 billion investment from Facebook, should they choose to use this proceeds to repay debt, will definitely help in deleveraging in the medium term. But we are still in the middle of assessing the impact of the COVID-19. But given the diversity of Reliance businesses and telecom businesses, which has been in the short term been a beneficiary of higher data traffic, overall the impact may not be that meaningful.
People will take a base case scenario of 4.5 lakh crore as the Reliance Jio valuation as of now, and in my view, things will start accelerating the more this news of this Facebook investment seen having come in, and the ballpark valuation which we have been taking of 5 lakh crore for Reliance Jio stands vindicated.
All right, so as you heard.